This week on Ravens Report, we visit the SS John Brown with wide receiver John Brown. A few Ravens players play video games with troops overseas. Plus, we look back at every touchdown and sack of the 2018 season. All of that and more coming up on this week's Ravens Report.
Flacco takes the snap, throws it inside the 5. He's got Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Ravens!
One play at a time. Win your one-on-one battles, and we'll win the game. Be great on 2. 1, 2. Be great.
Ravens on 3. 1, 2, 3. Right.
Hey everyone, welcome to Ravens Report from the Under Armour Performance Center. I'm Erin Hawksworth. The bye week has arrived at the perfect time for the Ravens. After losing 3 straight games, Baltimore will use the week off to get healthy, and coaches will prepare for a stretch run, which hopefully leads to the postseason. One key to winning games in November and December could be improving the rushing attack. Running back Alex Collins leads the team with a career-high 7 touchdowns this season. As the Ravens take this week to review the first half of the season, let's take a look back at every touchdown the Ravens have scored this year.
Gives it to Collins right at the middle. He's got a hole to the 5, to the 2, lunges forward, goal line, touchdown Ravens! There he goes, Crabtree makes the catch. Michael Crabtree on an amazing throw from Joe Flacco. Flacco throws complete. Willie Snead to the 5, to the 2, to the 1. Get it to Allen. Allen plunges forward. He is in. Touchdown Ravens. Buck Allen.
A well-deserved touchdown there for Kenneth Dixon.
Buck Allen was stopped. He was stopped a second time, a third time, and somehow he broke the plane and gets the Ravens on the board. Flacco looks right under pressure, has to scramble, throws to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Mark Andrews. On 2nd and 14, the Bengals bring a blitz. Flacco pocket collapsing, throws to the end zone. It is caught. Hands it off Flacco to Alec Collins, and Collins in untouched for the tying touchdown. Lunges, hits the pylon. Fuck, that's a great play. That is power football 101. Flacco takes the snap, looking to the right, firing down the far sideline. He's got a man there, a perfect throw, and John Brown was pulling away. Flacco rolls to the right, throws. He's got a man, touchdown Alex Collins, who tumbles in for 6. Flacco on 3rd and goal, takes the snap, look for Crabtree in the end zone. He's got him, touchdown Ravens. Give us to Collins, running right up the middle. He's at the 10, he's to the 5, he's in, touchdown Ravens. Alex Collins.
Can I do that? Can I do that? Let me try it.
Jackson takes the snap, keeps it in for the touchdown. And the rookie from Louisville puts the Ravens back in front. Looking to his right, throws it inside the 5. He's got Mark Andrews. Andrews lifted in. Touchdown! On 2nd down, Flacco from the 15 fires to the end zone. John Brown has it. Touchdown Ravens! Collins spins free at the 10 to the 5. He's in. Touchdown!
Great run. A big time run. Way to work. Great work. Great work, Big Joe.
Jackson fires to the 10. He's got Hayden Hurst in for the touchdown. Rookie to rookie. First round pick, the first round pick.
Wide receiver John Brown is off to a great start in his first season in Baltimore. He's already scored 4 touchdowns and leads the Ravens in yards per reception. When Brown signed with the Ravens back in March, he probably didn't realize there was a pretty big John Brown already in Baltimore. Not a person, but a World War II-era Liberty ship. Here's John Brown aboard the SS John W. Brown.
Hey Ravens fans, I'm John Brown, and this is my ship, the John Brown. Welcome aboard. I'm about to give you a little history and a little tour on my ship. Let's go.
Hi John.
How you doing?
I'm Jamie Murray, fireman water tender on the SS John W. Brown. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Project Liberty Ship, the SS John W. Brown, and Rucker Terminals to our ship. Now, you ready to go find out some of the real history?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go do it. So this ship is 441 feet long, 57 feet wide. It was assembled in 1942 at Bethlehem Fairfield Shipyard, which is right over on the other side of the harbor, and made 6.5 trips over during the war and 7 trips after the war to Europe to haul supplies to the war efforts over there. There were a total of 2,710 of these ships built throughout the course of the war, and there are 2 that still exist.
All right, guys, let's hang it off.
The columns, and what you had to do was keep 500 yards behind the guys in front of you. Now, let me introduce you to our captain, Rick Bauman, and he'll explain more about how this works.
The SS John W. Brown is a Liberty ship. They were built starting in, actually the first one was built in 1941 as an answer to the number of ships that were being sunk by basically the Germans on the North Atlantic. The United States started building them in order to support what became the Allies during World War II. The ships are a logistics support. They're basically the 2.5-ton truck of World War II. Very simple vessels, needed no electricity to operate. Everything on the ship was either steam-powered or human-powered.
You know, sometimes after a great win, I like to come in on Mondays and take it for a spin.
This is not his ship. John W. Brown was an American and union leader who in the 20s and 30s was very influential in unionizing American industry. Smokey had took a little jump there because we were explaining the workings of the engine room telegraph, which is a mechanical device where you can tell the people on the bridge can tell the engine room what speed you want to travel, and then an engineer over manually opens up the valve to increase or decrease the steam going through the engine. And it's a system where you use basically bicycle chains to send a message via cables down to the other end.
Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate you for showing me around. It was amazing. I experienced a lot today.
I'm glad you came, John, and I'm glad you got the chance to see that what we do on this ship to honor the people that came before us and to keep this ship running.
Thank you.
It is a symbol of Baltimore. The last of the great generation, as the World War II generation has been called, actually helped us get this ship operating. And it's very important that what they did be remembered. And this ship is as American as you can get.
And if you're interested, the SS John W. Brown is open to the public on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's right on the waterfront in Canton, and it's a great tour. Check it out. Still to come on Ravens Report. Despite only getting 1 sack against the Steelers, the Ravens defense ranks 2nd in the NFL. We look back at every sack this season next. Welcome back to Ravens Report. I'm Erin Hawksworth. The Ravens will look to improve in every area during the bye week. However, despite only managing 1 sack against the Steelers, the Ravens' pass rush has been impressive at times this season and ranks 2nd in the NFL. Terrell Suggs and Zadarius Smith lead the way with 5.5 sacks each. They're joined by Matthew Judon, Tim Williams, and Kenny Young, who will all try to make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. Moving forward, the Ravens' pass rush will be vital with Matt Ryan, Patrick Mahomes, and Phillip Rivers all still to come on the schedule. Here's every sack this year, including a record-setting performance against the Titans.
The Ravens bring a blitz. Peterman stepping up in the pocket. It's collapsing, and he's dropped for the sack back at the 28-yard line. Collapsing, he scrambles to his left and is going to be sacked back at the 24-yard line. Welcome to the NFL, Josh Allen, and the Ravens defense is having a day.
See, they cannot block it.
Roethlisberger is going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. Tim Williams. Mayfield pocket collapsing. He's spun down with a sack. And the Ravens defense opens with a statement. Willie Henry getting the job done and somehow getting Baker Mayfield to the turf. And for Terrell Suggs, sacks make the difference. Mariota under pressure, but he can't get free of Wormley. He's dropped back at the 44. And here's another sack. It's Darius Smith getting into the backfield, collapsing. He tries to escape and sacked again. And he'll drop Marcus Mariota for the 4th time in the opening half. Zadarius Smith dropped Mariota.
We're not done yet.
6 first-half sacks. Is that going to be a happy defensive meeting room?
We said we'd be legendary. There it is.
And there it is. Record-tying 9th sack of the day.
We break the sack record with our next sack. All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Zadarius Smith with the 11th sack of the day. The franchise record, one shy of the NFL record.
That's 3 on the day.
Breeze under pressure, and he's sacked for the first time today. Terrell Suggs dropping the future Hall of Famer. One Hall of Famer to another. Roethlisberger will throw. Deep drop, steps up. He's sacked to the 40-yard line.
This season, Patrick Owosso has been a big contributor on defense. The third-year linebacker has 2 sacks and a huge interception in the Ravens' Week 3 victory over the Broncos. But Peanut is also focused on making a big impact off the field. Following in his parents' footsteps, Owosso is focused on positively impacting the Baltimore community. Here's what I believe with Patrick Onwuasor.
How you doing? I'm Peanut. Patrick Onwuasor, number 48, inside linebacker. It's going on my 3rd year. I'm from Inglewood, California, born and raised. My family's from Nigeria, Lagos. My mom and dad came over and I was born in Inglewood. It was tough. My mom and dad worked every day, every night. They came out here, they worked really hard to provide food for us and our family. My motivation was my parents, how hard they had worked to get to the U.S. And I seen them working hard night and day, led to me trying to work hard night and day as well. Every time I strap that chin strap up and I represent my last name that's on my back. Now it's leading back to me giving back and trying to impact other people's lives and help other people out as much as I can. I just recently started my foundation. It's called Peanut's Impact. I thought of it how people try to impact my life and how I want to impact other people's life. My goal is to reach out to people with learning disabilities and special needs and helping out with the Special Olympics and trying to impact in their life and give back more to them. This is my home now. I've been here for 3 years now, so now it's time for me to start reaching out to the people in Baltimore and giving back to the community. We have a strong fan base here in Baltimore and it's a strong community, and that's my goal, is just to get out there and give back. I'm Peanut, Patrick Onwuasor, and this is what I believe.
Still to come on Ravens Report, we go on the field, behind the bench, and in the locker room for the Ravens' AFC North matchup against the Steelers. Welcome back to Ravens Report. I'm Erin Hawksworth. Despite the outcome of last week's game against Pittsburgh, the Ravens still have 7 games left to play, and those 7 games will go a long way in determining the final chapters of the 2018 season. Ravens and Steelers matchups are always close, and last week's game was no different. A play here or a play there often decides the winner. Let's head back to M&T Bank Stadium on a perfect fall day for football as the Ravens matched up against their biggest rival.
This afternoon, the Ravens face their arch rival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This matchup doesn't need any additional motivation to feel special.
This game is going to find you. This game is going to find you.
Well, if the parking lots are any indication, this town is ready to rock M&T Bank Stadium this afternoon.
It's yours. You were brought here for this. You were brought here for this. Do not be denied today. Man for man, communicate, have your brother's back, and play your song. Let's do it.
Flacco and the offense go to work. Flacco throws down the seam, and it is caught. A leaping grab at the 25-yard line. Chris Moore pulling it down. A 23-yard attempt for Justin Tucker. Tucker's kick is up, and right through the middle, it's good. 5:02 to play, opening quarter. The Ravens strike first and lead it 3-0. James Conner has had it going on the last 3 games coming in. Had rushed for more than 100 yards in each of those 3 games and scored 2 touchdowns in each of those 3 games. Steelers top 10 in the NFL in third down conversions this season, looking at a 3rd down and 5 from the Ravens 7. Roethlisberger to throw, fires complete near side. Conner has it to the 1, shoulders his way in for the Pittsburgh touchdown. He collided with Eric Weddle at the goal line, and he won the collision. It is your typical Ravens-Steeler game, physical and close. And they need the offense to catch fire now.
Check, check! Get
Flacco down the middle, complete. He's got his tight end Hayden Hurst out to the 47-yard line. A 22-yard gain. Give us to Collins. Bends to the right side. He's got all kind of room. He's got a touchdown. Alex Collins in for 6.
Nice job, Alex! Nice job! Nice job, Joe! Hey, hell of a job. Hell of a job.
The difference makers in this game, red zone and 3rd downs today. Pocket collapsing, he throws to the end zone. Crabtree dives and can't make the catch. He was wide open at the goal line. Flacco led him too far toward the sideline.
I just felt like I had to get rid of it, and I tried laying it in there, and I just didn't let you get out of your route, you know? My fault.
They scored touchdowns in the first half. We didn't. That was pretty much the difference.
Jackson will keep it on the read option. Hit at the 5 and taken down for a loss there.
90 had closed.
Yeah, I feel you. Because I seen him.
Complete to Antonio Brown to 5, slips 2 tackles and strolls in for the touchdown.
3rd downs, red zone. It's hard to come back. They converted so many 3rd downs and scoring touchdowns in the red zone. That's where we held them last time. Didn't play good enough to win.
As the Ravens will drop a 3rd straight, this one to their arch rival, losing 23-16.
You know, we got 7 games left. There's still an opportunity. Nobody knows what's going to happen. We're going to continue to work and strive to win games. And that's why we're here. That's why you play, is for a chance at the playoffs. And we're not eliminated yet. You know, we're in a hole, but we got to dig ourselves out.
Coming up next on Ravens Report, the Ravens partnered with Joint Forces Initiative to connect players with troops overseas. Pro versus G.I. Joe is coming up next. Welcome back to Ravens Report. I'm Erin Hawksworth. Over the past few weeks, the Ravens have hosted several events recognizing the hard work and sacrifices of American soldiers, both at home and abroad. Recently, the Ravens hosted the Joint Forces Initiative and their marquee program, Pro versus G.I. Joe, a program focused on connecting professional athletes with members of the military through video games.
Hey, I'm gonna get there. Just wait on me, man.
We're at the Ravens practice facility, and we do our typical Pro vs. G.I. Joe event. We're connecting athletes with the troops all over the world.
We're about to get in the lobby with George and Taylor, and we're gonna squad up. I guess is what you're saying, Fortnite?
Yeah.
Squad up.
Yeah. You know what? We try to do things something different, right? We're not a handshake tour or just a photograph, picture-taking session, right? So we have guys in Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia. We're in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and the guys are playing right from their rooms. And we want the guys leaving with a connection. And that's what video games does, right? You could be the best athlete in the world or the highest military ranking official in the world, but once you get a controller in their hands, the gloves are off.
You could hit water from above.
Bro, I hit him like 5 times.
Bro, I seen the beginning of it. That was bad.
The beginning, did I not? Did you see that?
Bro, Marlon, you look.
Tell me.
Bro, they need an instant replay on this.
Come on! Oh my gosh!
Honestly, it's kind of a dream come true. I mean, just to be able to see the players doing something other than playing sports, on the TV, getting to interact with them, have a one-on-one conversation with some of them and just say hi. It's a privilege and an honor, and it does add to morale for all the troops deployed.
Oh man, the competition is trash actually, because not all of us are Fortnite players, but we are trying our hardest. But a lot of people are getting killed, like Marlon and other people. Mostly Marlon, but he's the worst.
Get some kills, mainly deaths with me. I wasn't the best, but it was fun to connect with those guys.
Great playing with you. Thank you again. I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking all this time for us. It's wonderful and an honor.
Had a great time, man. It was my pleasure.
Over the final 7 games, the Ravens will play 4 at M&T Bank Stadium starting next week against Cincinnati. The Ravens will try to avenge a Week 2 loss to the Bengals and build on an NFL best 30-13 record at home during the month of November under John Harbaugh. While it's easy to look ahead on the schedule, the Ravens must remain focused and take it one game at a time. It all starts next week against another AFC North foe. That's it for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week on Ravens Report.